This video is brought to you by Answerly, a question platform that pays you for adding high-quality answers on different questions. The users are rewarded in Answerly tokens, which they can easily convert into dollars or any other cryptocurrency by using one of the exchanges mentioned in the description.
The Caped Crusader, the world's greatest detective, The Dark Knight. Batman has been a regular presence in the lives of comic book fans for over 80 years. However, soon after his 1939 debut, he made a transition to the big screen, as the character's popularity led to the first ever live-action Batman production in 1943, which came in the form of a serial. If there's a reason that Batman has endured so long in movies, comics, animated series, video games, and more, it's because he's open to endless interpretation. The Batman of the screen has evolved from a witty crime fighter on TV to a darkly conflicted man in the movies. If you are interested in this, then I suggest you keep on watching. Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we will talk about the best Batman actors of all time. If you're new here, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to get updates whenever we post. Our favorite Dark Knight has been played by many different actors. But who do you think is the best? Watch and find out. Here's our ranking of who played the best Batman actor. Number 10. Robert Lowry. New Adventures of Batman and Robin, The Boy Wonder, 1949. Columbia's second 15-part Batman serial cast, a veteran actor rather than a newcomer, a contract player, Lowry had appeared in dozens of films in the decade prior, including Tarzan's Desert Mystery with Johnny Weissmuller, Henry Fonda Western Drums Along the Mohawk, and Universal horror sequel The Mummy's Ghost. He cut a bit more of a dash in the Batsuit than his predecessor, but there were no further serials, so he never returned to the role. A decade later, he guest starred in a Superman episode with George Reeves' Season 4's The Deadly Rock, but only as a bloke called Gary. Number 9. George Clooney, Batman and Robin, 1997. To be fair, even Clooney thinks his Batman sucks. You can see why. His Bruce Wayne is painfully boring and lacking in charisma, which is incredible since he's, played by George freaking Clooney, and his Batman is cheesy and childish. Putting aside his poor material, Clooney doesn't even feel like he's trying most of the time. Number 8. Lewis G. Wilson, The Batman, TV show, 1943. The first ever screen Batman was the father of a legendary James Bond producer, Michael G. Wilson. Mr. Wilson Sr. was only at the start of his acting career when he was cast in Columbia's 15-part serial, and he didn't do a great deal afterwards. By 1954, he'd stopped acting altogether and was working for General Foods. His Batman was, how shall we put this, not in the greatest physique shape, and his voice was jarringly reedy by modern Bat standards, but simply by being the first, he earned his place in Bat history. Number 7. Val Kilmer, Batman Forever, 1995. Val Kilmer took on the role of Batman after Michael Keaton wrested his cape and cowl episodes. Kilmer delivered the act in a more natural manner in Batman Forever in 1995. Like, he was perfect for the role. However, he only got the chance to don the Batsuit once he'd be done with it forever. Fans can only wonder, what would have happened if Kilmer was given another chance to play the role with a better director than Joel Schumacher? Oops. Though Kilmer was alleged to cause problems on scene, the actor said he has his own reasons not to continue his role as the comic book hero. Number 6. Ben Affleck, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, Amazon Prime. Ben Affleck is an amazing actor, but still faced some pretty heavy backlash when he played Zack Snyder's version of Batman in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, and even more as Zack and Joss Whedon's Batman in Justice League. There were memes made specifically to entail his overall performance as Batman in the two films. However, despite all the backlash, Affleck still portrayed a more heroic side of Batman. Given the script, Matt Reeves, the Batman director, in one of his recent interviews praised Affleck's portrayal of Batman and mentioned that he personally loved Ben Affleck's version of the Caped Crusader. Number 5. Will Arnett, The Lego Movie 2014, The Lego Batman Movie 2017, and The Lego Movie 2 2019. In 1989, turning Batman away from camp and into the dark with a radical move, nearly 2 decades later, the Lego Movie's reclamation of Batman as a figure of fun was equally refreshing, to the extent that he stole every scene he was in and quickly landed a film of his own. Arnett's blocky bat cannily incorporates elements from his career-making turn as Arrested Development's hopeless Gob Bluth.
Everybody's crazy, everybody's on the wrong side.
Deadpan and pompous, and with no sense of self-awareness. It's a smart parody of Batman one and all, but it's affectionate too. Endlessly quotable and clearly written from a deep grounding in Bat history. Number 4. Adam West, Batman, 1966 to 1968, and Batman the Movie, 1966. Comics writer Alan Moore has, in recent years, disowned his controversial Batman graphic novel, The Killing Joke, laminating his role in the 80s regrimification of Dark Knight, and saying how much he prefers the happier, wonkier era of Bat Family and Bat-Mite. For much of Batman's 80-plus years in the public consciousness, it was all simply wholesome family fun, and Adam West Batman, straight-facedly blaming and zonking primary colored celebrity foes, dressed in body stocking and big pants in the sun-bathed Gotham, is the embodiment of that whole other ethos. We really hate to break it up to you, but conceptually, Batman is fundamentally very silly. Maybe West is the Batman the material truly deserves. And we're down to our last 3. Number 3. Christian Bale, Batman Begins 2005, The Dark Knight 2008, and The Dark Knight Rises 2012. This has been arguably the best live-action Batman to date. Christian Bale, definitely one of the top performers in Hollywood, and a chameleon of roles. Bale took on the cape thrice in Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, namely Batman Begins 2005, The Dark Knight 2008, and The Dark Knight Rises 2012. And as expected of Bale, he delivered beyond expectations in all of the 3 films. His dedication for the role was unquestionable, as his version of Bruce Wayne required him to be conflicted, complex, and flawed superhero. Not to mention that before and between the Batman films, he had to take on roles that required major weight loss and completely different character profiles, such as Trevor Resnick in The Machinist 2004 and Pastor John in I'm Not There 2007. Bale portrayed a much more serious Dark Knight, which captured a stronger and more driven Batman than the previous ones. His hoarse voice play somehow became synonymous to the Caped Crusader, thus proving how he had brought a new intensity and ownership to the character. Number 2. Michael Keaton, Batman, Amazon Prime. The casting of this comedic actor to play such a serious role had incurred a good deal of fan dissatisfaction even before the production of the film. It was definitely the biggest gamble in the Batman casting history. Tim Burton, the director at the time, saw something in Keaton which others did not. Backlash and lack of confidence by the fans were responded to with Keaton's brilliant acting in Batman 1989. Keaton owned both Batman and Bruce Wayne through his tactful approach of being stern, dark, mystery yet wacky, and still capable of a wry laugh. His performance had set a golden bar for every generation of Batman after that. Lastly, the top one on our list. Kevin Conroy, Batman, the Animated Series. Still voicing Batman after almost 30 years, Conroy is by far the role's longest incumbent. His Batman Begins with the seminal post-Burton animated series in 1992 and his unforgettable tones, somehow blending nimble energy and sombre gravitas.
You're not safe here.
Continue through multiple further Batman and DC team series, video games including the recent Arkham series, and feature-length animations like the classic Mask of the Phantasm 1993 and Gotham Knight 2008. The Juilliard-trained actor finally stepped into live action, playing an aging Bruce Wayne in the crossover Arrowverse TV event Crisis on Infinite Earths in 2019. And his most recent Bat Voice gig was the same year's Justice League vs. the Fatal Five, we're certain it won't be the last. Batman isn't the easiest of roles to fill. Just like for any action hero, every generation of fans from the 60s till this very day have their own favorite version of the Caped Crusader. So there you have it, the best Batman actors. How about you? Can you name your favorite one? Let us know your thoughts about this video in the comments section down below.
If you like this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. To learn more about Answerly and Answerly tokens, check out the links in the description.